This is the Tarot and Oracle forecast for the week of 29th of October to 4th of November 2018. I have a look at the bigger energies that will be touching on most of your lives in some way. It will affect you in one way or another. For some of you, it will tell you the entire story of the week coming up. But if you would like a personal or private reading, or you'd like to subscribe to the star sign, your star sign weekly update, or you'd like that incredible soulmate reading, and I have added tea leaf readings to my repertoire because this is something my family has done for many generations back. So I've decided to share it with you guys as well. You can see all the details in the links below for the website where you can book or buy these readings. Right, let's get on to your weekly reading. You'll see you have the tea leaf fortune telling cards, which is one of my favorite decks at the moment because it's predictive for me, and I actually enjoy the predictive element of readings. So the bird perch, the kite, the bridge, the needle and thread, the mountain road, the scissors, the forest, the star, and the dog close up. So these are the energies coming in this week, okay? They might be one or two of them that touch on your life. It might be all of them that actually tell a story, because this set of cards definitely tells a story. The bird perch says there's waiting for a news package or letter. So many of you, there is something which you're waiting on this week with anticipation. It could be a news or package or letter. Or it's just this anticipatory feeling. Many people are actually telling me that they have this anticipatory feeling as if something is coming, and it's almost an excited feeling. The kite says there's a vacation. So for many of you this week, you perhaps get a break from the normal humdrum, the usual hamster wheel, the normal set of circumstances that made you tired over time, whatever it might be. The bridge says you're going to successfully overcome a problem. The needle and thread says a sincere wish will be granted. And then you get the scissors, and the mountain road, and the forest, and the star, and the dog close up. Now, what this says to me is that a sincere wish granted perhaps is that problem being overcome. You have had a disappointment, or you will have a disappointment in this week over some affair. But it's mostly because you're not seeing the forest for the trees. Do you know that saying? You can't see the forest for the trees. It's your muddled thinking which is making you think this is a big disappointment, because in fact what is happening here is you are on the road to success. There's guaranteed success, and there's good times with a close friend. So all of this kind of unrolls or plays out during the week, or even the beginning of the following week. Don't get caught up in focusing on whatever it is that you think disappointed you, because it's not actually a disappointment. Further down the road, you're going to see everything was working out just the way it should, and there's success at the end of this. That star card, guaranteed success, says as much. So whatever part of your life this story is telling, there's success coming, despite the fact that within this week, it seems as if things are not going your way, as if there's some kind of disappointment. But you're going to have a sincere wish granted. So keep your heart and your mind focused on that, and don't focus on that little disappointment, whatever it may be that comes in this week, because you're going to overcome your problems. The cards say that as well. And there is some kind of something coming in this week that you're expecting. There's some kind of news coming in this week that you are waiting for. And for those of you that want to know about your relationship life this week, you get the flirt, religious factors, new love, trust, and worth waiting for. So flirt is extend your light-hearted energy to others. Religious factors, your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. New love, a new person has stirred your romantic feelings. Trust, this situation is calling for you to have faith. Worth waiting for, divine timing is at work in your life. Definite story here. Let's start with those of you that are looking for partnerships and relationships. Then we'll move on to those of you that are already in committed partnerships and relationships. So this week, put your flirt on. Flirt this week. If you're looking for a relationship this week, flirt. It's an incredibly strong message coming through this week. If you're looking for a relationship, flirt. I was just listening to quite a long seminar I listen to these things as often as I can because it helps when one does readings for people in relationships that you kind of have some kind of background knowledge, right? And they were actually saying, especially for women, but also for those of you that are looking for relationships, it is quite important to have the kind of body language and eye contact and friendliness that sends out a signal of I'm available. You know, when we're closed off and we're a bit snooty and we're a bit nervous, because we're nervous, we get a bit snooty, right? It can tend to send out the wrong message. And often as women, we will feel that we don't want to make the first move because, you know, that's the guy's job or the other woman's job, whatever the case may be. But it's a case of put your flirt on this week because you need to send that signal out there. You need to say, yep, I'm looking for a relationship. I'm interested. The religious factors card says that don't let old belief systems, old core beliefs get in the way of attracting somebody because there is new love. There's definitely new love. There's a big energy coming in this week for that. And if you kind of have very rigid thoughts about what the kind of person is, this person's boring. He's too stable. She's too stable. I don't date accountants, whatever the case may be. You know, I'm just using those examples. Try to drop that this week because there's a bit of a surprise in store, I think. You know, it could be whatever very, very strict or definite thoughts you have about a kind of person. That may not actually be relevant or practical in a way if you sit down and have a good think about it. Because the new love says a new person will stir your feelings this week. Trust the route this relationship takes because it's obviously not going to go down the straight and narrow path. Today's a date, tomorrow's another date, Wednesday's another one kind of thing. There's something different here and life is leading you down a slightly different path. The worth waiting for card says very much that it's a case of this is someone you've been waiting for. This is the kind of relationship that was worth waiting for. But there's timing involved here. And divine timing, and I know a lot of people can get pretty annoyed with the divine timing thing, but it's a case of you need to be ready, they need to be ready, situations need to be right. However you set off a relationship, however you start off a relationship, sets the foundation for it. Doesn't mean if it starts off on a rocky sort of patch that's the way the relationship is going. But there's certain elements that need to be in place for a relationship to be long-lived, for it to be happy, for it to be productive, for it to be creative, for it to be exciting. And those things all need to fall in place, and that is what is at work here. It is also a case of this is what you've been waiting for. For many of you, this is what you've been waiting for. Now, those of you in committed partnerships and relationships, this is a case of this week flirt with your partner. Forget all those old things that one builds up with relationships, you know, those dynamics, those complaints, those dislikes, those irritations. For this week, let them go. If you do, you can actually get that partnership or relationship back on the kind of footing there where you find that resurgence of love for one another. Trust that there's a reason this is happening this week. Because there's a moment coming in your relationship that is well worth waiting for that has to do with divine timing. And if you play your part in keeping it light-hearted and forgetting all the old niggles and complaints and things you have against whatever happens within your partnership and you let that new love or that love resurge again, you trust where this is going, there's a surprise waiting at the end of it for you. That's almost guaranteed. Right, I hope you enjoyed that reading. If you would like a personal private reading, I'm just going to repeat again, or that amazing soulmate reading, please contact me via the links in the description box below. You can either email or go to the website and book or purchase a reading. I want to thank you for watching, listening, commenting, liking and subscribing. And also to those of you that are sharing my videos, a very, very special thank you. I truly appreciate it.